apologize. All I'm doing is rehashing a conversation that happened. Why you so easily offended?
You still talk about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right. See,
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man.
You
just gone, bro. Man.
You
gone.
I'm out the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass the Hey, homie.
All right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch.
You proved my point.
I got shit to do.
You're right.
Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on.
Right.
Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on.
Hey. Welcome back. This is Individual Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Daris D. McKinney. Please hit that like, subscribe, and follow. Please hit that like, subscribe, and follow. In addition, I am building my panels, so if you guys mind or if you want, I would like for you to leave your email in the individualperspectivepodcast@gmail.com. individualperspectivepodcast@gmail.com. Link is at the bottom in the descriptions. We got to get a lot going, y'all. I'm waiting for y'all. I'm waiting to build my panel. I'm gonna check the emails as soon as I get out of here. See if you guys logging on and just even shooting it over. Come on, so we can start off one by one, two, 3, 4. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Anyway, I see you guys saying like, oh, you're doing another episode on Anton Daniels. Yeah, because the aftermath of this thing is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it's the hottest thing on YouTube, tell you the truth about that. But it's like some elements in it that made me have to kind of do a follow-up. Now I want to go into like the Saint in the Center response, but it's so much details to what he's saying that I would like to communicate or give an individual perspective on. So I probably have to do something totally separate in order to capture it right and to communicate my point or what I want to actually communicate on it. I know we came in pretty raw with that, but I need you guys to be on that. We're there, because I didn't really want to talk about who is this woman that he's calling out her name, calling her a bitch and stuff like that. Who is she? And like, I didn't really want to deal with that. But once it got so crazy in the response from it, even from the girl, that she feels a value to have a collaboration to podcasting, and she has some level of respect for Corey. I think in that context, she put a lot of information out there subliminally, you know what I mean, or even undertoned that is logically there. So to not address that would be really ridiculous. So She calls herself Pop Culture Mika, and she has a podcast called The Red Cup Table, or where was it? I think it's Red Cup. You know, let me go see. I'm pretty sure it's called Red Cup. Well, we about to go do some stuff. Yep, Red Cup Talks. I'm sorry. So Red Cup Talks. So that's her podcast, and we're gonna get to her. You know what I mean? But I want to keep it in context to where we at. You see me, you know. It's a lot of stuff. It's just a lot. But in the context of it, she decided to communicate what she felt about the situation. And there's a lot of clarity in this stuff, you know. And also, I always see her on Anton Daniels' platform, and he speaks highly of her, and he said he signed her to him so he could kind of help her with her career and all the other good stuff and everything like that. So, to hear the conversation, and then it takes you a little bit more into some of the context and stuff. Man, Anton's always flirting with her, and he uses her for eye candy and stuff too. You know, going to basketball games with her and all kind of stuff like that, which is all fun and games until you start to really think about it. And I guess I didn't think about it. I just didn't care. I really don't care. You know, have fun, enjoy it. You know what I mean? I didn't like that Corey was calling her out, like he was snitching that she was with another woman and stuff, or that he's kind of trying to have a private thing with her or something. I don't know what that was, but whatever the situation that Corey called her out. But the context of what Corey is saying is something that I even got to take a step back and say, okay, why is he coming at it like that? You know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is, it's a thing that is almost like a monster that Anton created. You know, he kind of created this monster of flirting with her and having personal, like, you know, maybe it's some, you know, is big money baller stuff where you got these certain women that kind of help you when you walk into a room, close deals, and have people interacting with you in certain ways that is more prominence and prosperity for, or even just brings more flow of income and how people look at you and your organization and all that stuff. And she pretty much fits a prototype that he's thinking that's pretty good for to be in the limelight and on the field of like playing the game, you know. So I'm only communicating this because it's so out there now. Not even that they got anything going on, but it's just how she's looking at it. You know what I mean? Because now it's a conflict there. And she exposed it when she kind of came out with her comment. And I said, wow, before she takes this down and before he talks to her about it, I need to probably do a reaction video on it. So I'm going to play Corey again, and we're going to go straight into her comment, okay? And we're going to just jump straight into it. So that way we get totally in context, okay? So let me put them on the screen. Let's get it.
The conversation that happened. Why you so easily offended?
You still talk about me? It sounds like I'm arguing
because I'm right. See
I'll be around bitches and they tell me about myself all the time. Be gone.
No.
That shit don't hurt no feelings. It's probably better this way.
Because I just proved my point.
Be down. So you proved the point. Homie, just gone, man.
You
just gone, bro. Man.
You
just gone.
hypocrite. I'm out the jet.
You done did this before. Get your bitch ass the Hey, homie.
All right, I'm out.
Get your bitch ass the fuck on and walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch, nigga. Walk over there with your bodyguard and your bitch.
You proved my point.
I got shit to do.
You're right.
Don't bring bitches up here, dog, that you ain't finna stand on. Remember I told you that. If you got a bitch with you, explain the bitch. Don't ask her to be on my show, nigga. Can she be on the show? I don't know that bitch, nigga. Now get your whole ass the fuck on and pay for your pussy like you got to. cake ass nigga. And go get you a bodyguard, because the nigga be done slap the shit out your bitch ass. I got shit to do. I ain't finna follow that nigga out the door. I am who I say I am. I stand on it. Fuck a friend. Now who the next motherfucker to come up here? What up?
So there's a new word in the dictionary called rage.
Interesting. Okay, so now we're gonna hear the girls' response to that pretty much situation there. Okay, look at me. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks, because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And today is Monday, MLK Day, and happy Monday. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming on a holiday. I know you can have a ton of things to do, but we're here. So thank you to everybody in the chat that's pulling up. Thank you to everybody that will watch this on the replay. And thank you to everybody per usual. All right. Now, I know you guys haven't seen me for the last, I want to say 4 days. And when I tell you, I have been.
I don't know why Mika is, this is my first time really watching her podcast. So I'm reacting to it, you know. I don't know why she's doing the baby hair stuff. That's her real hair. Believe it or not, that's her real hair. It's not no weave. Yeah, that's her real hair. And she made her hair look like weave. Caught with the baby hair and stuff like that. But she's got the great genes. Baby hair was for women that had, technically they're envious of like light-skinned girls with good hair. You know what I mean? Because like maybe if the light-skinned girl was sweating or something like that, they seen that like how the hair texture looks on their face or their skin and stuff like that, and it was an envious thing. Now, that's the psychosis of the baby hair situation. Now women may deny that, but they know what's up. Okay, she's doing baby hair and she don't really have to do the baby hair because all that's her hair. You know what I mean? And I just don't get it, you know. So I just wanted to say that because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the soft filtering and all that stuff like that, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. But it's society, it's social media. But all this looks really great. I love her background. I love how she kind of brand herself and all that stuff. She's doing a great job. She definitely got something here, you know. So. And, you know, sucks that she got caught in the middle of this crazy thing because it's about to get crazy.
Jet lag. I've been jet lagged. I had a very nice weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. And we are going to get into a lot. We're going to talk about Don Lemon today. We're going to talk about the new Black Panther Party, the other Black Panther Party, the Nationalists, but I don't know. They got a bunch of different sets, okay? However, we're going to talk about that. And we're going to get into also a lot of the nonsense that's happening out in Minnesota, plus more. All right. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me for that. Now, of course, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we start the show, I want to go ahead and address the whole Corey Holcomb situation. All right. The whole Corey Holcomb incident. Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was.
So she said 2 weeks ago, Anton told her that she was going on the Corey Holcomb show. He calls it Corey Holcomb 5150 show. So it's 5150 show. And she's excited about it and everything like that. So she's saying that Anton said she was going on the show and she's excited to be going on the show. Okay. Remember that Corey said that he, that like he didn't know why he was bringing a girl to be on the show, and he didn't understand why she would be coming on the show. So he he told him like he ain't got it like that to just have some random girl on the show while he's interviewing him, and he's the purpose of getting on, like Corey asking him to be on the show, not this random girl that he doesn't know, and she doesn't have a clout enough for him to know who she is. So her response is, well, I was told 2 weeks ago that I was going on the Corey Holcomb show, and I was so excited. So let's go back to that, before I rudely interrupt her, but I wanted to put it in context.
I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show, and I was excited. All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met
a little fuzzy. Let's correct that. Let's make sure that we're doing our thing. You know what I mean? Keeping it clean. I mean, Anton's a very successful man, you know. She seems pretty upset that she was like, okay, I'm going to give you exposure for your career and all the other good stuff. And we're going on 5150 and you're going to see, it's going to give you some major exposure. And then she gets there and they're like, hey, what the hell? Who is you? Wow. Okay, I got to let her go because this is pretty interesting. I seen a little bit of it and I grabbed it. I said, I got to come on. I got to go on and talk about this.
I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m.
Oh, God, commercials. My apologies. I don't know what's up with them. And they damn commercials. Am I having a computer freeze? Sorry about that, guys. Maybe I need to close down the other windows. Let me do that. Let me close down some of the other windows, see if that works out. For some reason, I'm getting a lag here. My stream looks good, very healthy. I don't know what's going on with this. This is stupid. Maybe they was pulling the file. Maybe she was pulling the file. Oh. Ha ha ha. Oh yeah. See if she was pulling the file. And stopping the video of it. Let's see. Let's go back on it.
Smart founders know something most
Okay. Well, it looks like it's still up.
people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to put this back on the screen. You know, you got to reboot things sometimes, I guess, you know. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's resize everything. Let's resize everything. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Okay. Let's let her continue. Since my system was rudely interrupting us. Let's go.
All right. I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Last Tuesday, I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And
Off
that's where
camera.
I sat for the entire.
I don't know why she got like such a slur to her speaking and stuff, but she was told that she could sit on the set, and I guess that table that they were talking at, it has like a full panel set up, and she was set off camera, so the camera was not going to be pretty much feeding her or showing her at the table. So that's what she's talking about.
Duration of the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit off camera. I said, okay, cool. And that's where I sat for the entire duration of the show.
So she was at the table while they were doing all that crazy stuff, and when he was kind of saying, I want to go look this up because this is a funny part. It's not funny, but it was a interesting part. Hold 1 second. I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry about that, guys. It was an interesting part where she was if she was at that table and he was saying like who's like, I don't like when guys be having I gotta give me a second. Let me find it. Pulling it up. Find their video. I'm telling you, everybody's kind of doing a review on this thing, so it's lost in the weeds. It's actually not lost in the weeds. It's really but I want to give accurate context to what he said, so I don't want to like take him out of how he communicates it. Let's go into YouTube. Be better to find it like that. Yeah, even his name comes right up. He getting some hits on this thing. Yeah. Here you go. Yeah, I don't know why it's giving me a problem to play these clips, but he was actually responding to like, who is this girl? Pretty much, that's what he was saying, and he was kind of saying it, pretty raw, hardcore while she was on the panel, pretty much, So I'm saying, like, she's saying that she was at the table, so he was pretty hardcore.
Now the show starts, and as you know, what happened, because it went viral. All right. So if you guys want to see all of that, you can go watch it. It's everywhere. All right. But with all that being said, as that's going on, when it becomes abundantly clear that it's time to go, myself and security go ahead and start to leave. When I get to the door, as I'm going out, I hear Corey Holcomb say, yeah, leave with your security and your bitch.
Yeah, come on,
And
come
I'm
on.
not going to lie. I was shocked.
Aye. That I'm wondering why she's shocked, because that's his personality and that's his pretty much his brand too. You know, like, you know, talking about how unloyal women are and how much they put themselves out there as like some kind of like like a horse, like a high grade horse and something like that. And it's just like they're to whoever can pay to have them. You know what I mean? And so that's his persona, to say, you know, these women ain't for nothing but a good time. You know what I mean? Because you can't trust them and everything like that. They go to the highest bidder. That's his persona. So when he's kind of doing his Corey women bashing type of stuff, it's his brand, and him saying that, obviously that's what's on the top of his mind all the time when he was looking at her. You know, I mean, he's very respectful to Anton's wife. In subconscious, he didn't say anything out of line about his wife, but because he's like, who's this bitch, and if she ain't your wife and stuff like that. That's how. So he's thinking about, he's jumping the gun and saying that she's not his wife, and that's all he cares about, that is not his wife. So why you with her? I don't know why he's thinking of it like that. Don't hate on him because he got women around him or whatever he's got going on. It's got nothing to do with Corey, you know, but for some reason that was his response to it, because it's part of his brand that women are pretty much to the highest bidder. You know what I mean? And he's always communicating the lack of trust and lack of standards and lack of principle and honor and ethics that women have in culture these days, different than women of the past generations, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta watch a lot of Corey Holcomb. But obviously, that's what the situation was when he was yelling at him about, explain the bitch. Who is she and why she here? You know what I mean? You remember him saying that. So the reason why I wanted to play that, and even, I mean, I want to say that, is because her response, she's like floored by how brutal he was to her presence.
Yeah, leave with your security and your bitch. And I'm not going to lie. I was shocked. Because it's very unfortunate that I would be called the B word. Because I had such a positive outlook and a positive take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show. So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show.
Yeah, see, that's bad, you know, because and the history of Mika is that she's, you know, it's like she's got this deer in the headlights type of the way she's communicating this. Like, oh my God, like, why would you refer to me as his bitch? That's the persona and the brand that you guys have under the AntonDaniels.com platform. We know that you not his wife and that you're not his girl and stuff, but in the innuendo of it is a brand thing that they kind of do, you know? the secret is, and she got a fat ring on her hand, on her left hand. So she obviously, maybe she is married. You know, the theory, because one of the guys on the panel was saying like, he was calling her just to talk to her about the stuff that they talk on the panel and stuff like that, but he forgot that he called in a married woman's house, and that's what he said. So maybe she's married, but at the same time, that's even worse because her husband is he's playing the game so much, and obviously she lives in I remember her saying that she lives in a big house and a big property, square footage and stuff like that. So obviously he's paying for all that stuff, her husband. So, or if that's her husband or whatever the situation going on, I don't care. I'm only communicating it because even in my head, me trying not to say it, I'm not articulating what's in my thoughts and what I want to communicate, right? Because I'm trying to probably hide or obscure interactions that they have and personas that they put out there in the actual internet world, in the games that they're playing with, like, you know, I love Mika. Mika always coming with me, and when I want to do Mika, I fly her out and all the other stuff. It's just that persona has come out and it's so ugly now. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out how to communicate this and be favorable to Anton and be favorable to Mika, but it's making me sound ridiculous. So it's best for me to just analyze it to what they did. You know what I mean? And for him to call you there with your nice booty and your body and you looking good and stuff like that, and then he got a wife that's like a high socialite to people that meet her or interact with her or know about her. So they look at her as a prominent woman that they look at Anton's wife as, but you got this young, vibrant side girl. You get what I'm saying? That's Mika, you know? And you're just there for the clout. And he's looking at you that you're there for the exposure. You're there for the high society and the connections and all the other stuff. And then he gonna bring you in and he's like, okay, why would I give her that kind of power and that exposure and something that she actually want that I can offer her, but what's the incentive? That's what Corey's doing. So Corey responds as like, okay, if that's all this is about, then this is ridiculous. Why are you here? Why are you sitting at this table? Now that's by her saying that she was sitting out on the set. It just, the camera wasn't on that other side of the table. So that means she was always there and he's always conscious of her in his periphery. So he's kind of wondering, like, what the fuck is this? You know, so that's interesting in itself. And now she actually has a actual favor to Corey Holcomb. He didn't know that this is one of your fans. This is one of your actual supporters. And you just dogged her out and called her out her name and all the other stuff, you know? And now we're hearing her side and she's like, okay, if this is how I'm being perceived in the public, and it doesn't matter if it's a public, if it's losers watching me and giving me super chats and all the other stuff, but if it's the powerful people that's in the industry that got clout and I could get favorability, or I can get like a exposure to my platform and what I'm trying to do and who I'm trying to be, and then they're looking at me like I'm just a whore and I'm just a side bitch and stuff, I got to stop this narrative. So she comes and do this quick little snippet, you know, or whatever she's saying, because I don't think she's talked to a long time. And she's kind of really communicating, hey, this ain't cool. And this kind of exposure got to stop. And I don't want this narrative out there. So let me put it out there so you kind of understand the context. But also, Mika, you need to make sure that if Anton's going to manage you, he's got to just manage you. You can't be popping up all over the place with him and stuff. You can't be like this side candy type of thing and y'all doing that persona on the internet. You got to almost be like Carrie, where Carrie's off limit. carries another girl on Anton Daniels' panel, and everybody kind of knows they don't even have to see her man. They don't even have to know her man. The audience, they know how she carries herself, how she communicates her husband and her home life. She is off limits. And maybe for popularity and for guys to turn on Red Cup Talks, it's better for men to have a longing and wanting to marry Mika, but she's really unavailable. You get what I'm saying? But it's a certain amount of thousands of views they get for just men thinking that they could get her. You know what I mean? Or it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So in that whole branding and scheming and like psychological warfare on the viewer, she has put a persona out there like she's Anton's side bitch. And that's the persona she put out there, not me. And don't think that I'm putting it out there. That's how the public, and I'm pretty sure they got a lot of super chats and emails and people say stupid comments and all that stuff like that. That kind of falls into that bracket. Now you're getting it from Corey Holcomb, somebody you actually respect and you actually wanted to meet him and him have respect for you and see some substance in you. But he couldn't get past the shell. He couldn't get past the makeup of the situation.
And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who she is.
Right.
Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick.
Yeah.
And I'm nobody's side chick.
Oh. You sure you want to say that? You sure you want to display that? You sure you want to take an independence role on this? You sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? Because we are here to say this is what she said. You know what I'm saying? But she's like she said, and I understand her. If she want independence and she wants to be acknowledged as something else besides what is perceived that she's been acknowledged on, then enough is enough. I get it. I totally understand it. But that's a lot.
Shit.
Yeah, explain the
very
bitch.
Unfortunate and very hurtful.
He was wild with it.
That I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience. But with all that being said, I can say this. That I can tell you. That this bitch on my show.
Yeah.
I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Take on 5150 and Corey Holcomb. Last year here in DC, I literally went to a Corey Holcomb show. So when I found out I was going on 5150, I was like, oh, this is exciting because I just went to see a show. And now I'm having this experience. So it was very unfortunate. Not only that, I hear explain the bitch and this bitch on my show. I don't know who she is. Alluding to the fact that I'm just here and it's somebody's side chick. And I'm nobody's side chick.
Ooh, Anton. Stop playing, Anton. Ooh. Look, I know I'm not. Look, it's pretty brutal. Because it's a lot of stuff playing out in the opening that's not really supposed to be played out in the opening. But I understand if that's how she definitely didn't want Corey Holcomb to. What she's saying is, why don't he know who I am? Why hasn't it been packaged and presented who I am and why I'm on the show and what's the additiveness of me being on my show and that I'm an actual podcaster? And he could have researched my stuff and looked at my stuff, and you could have sent him some of my clips and or something to represent that I'm a person of substance to talk about our culture and the black culture. The topics that he probably wanted to talk about, I'm just as valuable as Darlene, the lady that she has on his show, and they could just it's just two podcaster women with opinion on the show, like Darlene and me and you and him, and it would have been like a really good, robust conversation about the different dynamics of the culture. But that wasn't even given as an option to present me in that light. I'm here as some kind of token side bitch. And I'm no side bitch. Nobody side bitch. I'm the number one. That's what she's saying. And she's not saying it to Anton, but she want to make sure the world knows, and she makes a statement. And only mentions it this one time probably, and make it clear, hey, I'm not his side bitch and stuff. Why are you running around in different cities with this man then? Why are you doing that? And it's just like, there's no problem with it. It's all, I love the politics of the game. I think Anton playing it absolutely right. Have a woman like this when you go into certain rooms in Hollywood and politics and whatever. And if you need somebody to, I mean, his wife is pretty outstanding too. So I'm sure she's for certain rooms, and maybe he got Mika for certain rooms. I don't know. They got to explain this now that is in the open, and, but in that situation, she's actually coming out on her platform, on her channel, and she's gaining subscribers and stuff and everything like that. So she just got to stick to her stuff. She does once a week podcast. So if she ramps that up, you're getting 17,000 views, 6,000 views each episode. Ramp it up. Go 3 to 5 times a week. It's going to exhaust you, but you got to do it to gain that independence. You need 20 to 50,000 views per episode. Only way you're going to do that is you got to maximize your appearance, your actual platform. I'm doing it myself. You know what I mean? I don't have the exposure or the looks of Mika, so it's probably easier for her than it would be for a nobody guy, which I'm a filmmaker and you'll know my name very soon. So anyway, but I do feel sorry for her because there's a lot of things that have been going on. You've been going along because it was just maybe for the best interest of your career, but it also, women are looked at as property and that you belong to a man. A woman always, every single woman, men look at them as who do you belong to? Women look at who do you belong to? They may not say it. Even in the independent boss babe world, they may not say it, but who do you belong to? And when women decide, I don't belong to anybody, I belong to myself, or they got some kind of separation of independence to, I'm my own woman, you know what I mean? That doesn't look good, and you get the repercussions of that in business also, in lifestyle and economic growth, because you're messing up the flow of power. Women need to always be in support of their man and be there in support of him. And by her doing that, there's a level of economic growth on just that alone. And when you have so many people been fractured to this persona of the internet, and what persona you want to give to the internet and what persona you want to give to your personal life, that conflict and that friction of what it is starts to create instability to outcome. And that's what happens in a lot of relationships and a lot of different things that people are seeing in their life also. So it plays a factor in this situation too. A persona that she was okay with playing on the internet with, it became a persona that affected how she was perceived in business, in the industry business. So that's what that was.
So it was very unfortunate and very hurtful. That I can tell you. That was my feeling from the experience. But with all that being said, I can say this. I still don't have anything negative to put out about Corey Holcomb or the 5150 show.
And to say that is wow. To say that is wow, okay? That you don't have no bad feelings or no negative things to say about this man calling you a bitch. And who's the bitch? And explain the bitch. And you want your bitch on my show. You ain't got it like that, nigga. That's how he was saying. He was wilding out. Okay, I can play it again, but I'm just like, moving it fast, okay? That's pretty hardcore. That's on TV. It's a million people watching this stuff. Not a million people. It's more than a million people watching this stuff. There's so much people, and people clipping it, and it's going into all the channels on YouTube that does commentary or reaction videos like this and stuff. Even in mine. I'm a nobody, so it's not gonna get seen that much from me. But a lot of people doing it, And if somebody kind of come across my stuff in the days and the months coming through, they're gonna watch it. But that's the persona that it was all fun and games until it start messing with your actual outcome. I already explained that, broke that down, but now you're saying Corey Holcomb is that valuable to you as content or business wise or media wise or industry wise, or what you wanted to, what your goals were with the whole interaction that you were hoping to get out of it, that you're deciding to say, no matter what you call me a bitch and all that other stuff, I understand you didn't understand the true context of our relationship and everything, so I forgive you for that. And let's let bygones be bygones, and I'm gonna work just to put myself in a situation where we can collaborate somewhere down the line. That's what she's saying. And that's very interesting. That's very interesting. It's a lot of backhand. It's a lot of just a little poke at Anton. Cause I'm pretty sure he's like, fuck him. But she's on the total opposite.
I went for a positive experience. I had a positive outlook on what could have been, but it didn't happen. And again, it's unfortunate that all that transpired afterwards. And I was caught in the crossfire between two grown people that were arguing back and forth with each other.
So she feels that it was a interaction that was immature or not professional or some kind of, it was not necessary, pretty much. She said she was caught in the crossfire in between two grown people. You know what that means. Come on, y'all. I mean, like, they've been childish, okay? Mika, you said a lot. You're little snack bite there.
So my outlook is this. I don't have any negative views on Corey. And like I said, it's unfortunate, but I forgive Corey. I truly do.
That's crazy. It's like Charlie Kirk's wife. Days after his death and stuff, and weeks after his death. I forgive him. I'm like, wow, yeah, this is very magnanimous. It's very magnanimous.
But that was my experience. And I wish nothing but the best for Corey and the 5150 show.
Wow.
I just wanted to come on
Opportunity.
and really say my piece because I really hadn't said anything.
Yeah, but your piece is taken aside a little bit. Just a little bit. It's taken aside a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to start nothing, or hopefully other people not saying nothing, but I don't know. I think a logical person would say that you're taking sides and you have a value for Corey, but Anton don't even have a value for him no more. He thinks he's a snake. All his conversations, Anton did a ton of interviews on this. He went on major platforms. I say he probably covered about 30 to 50 million views with the interviews he did literally within 2 to 3 days threshold. The day it happened and the 2 days following. I think within that time, he probably covered about 50 million viewers. And then that's going to magnify it to probably about hundreds of millions of viewers. And then you got other podcasters with their reaction and all that stuff like that. And he's on scorched earth with, or at least he's kind of like totally, he'll never have anything to do with Corey. And you're his actual, his talent that's under his platform and under his guidance and his what he's spending money and everything on and stuff. You're here saying that, oh, I don't have no problem with Corey. Corey was good. I forget you, Corey. We cool. Hey, maybe we could do something next. That's probably not good for you to do that in the opening, but you can't take it back. You did it on the red cup. I'm just interested in this. Oh, I'm reacting to it. I don't want to smirk about it because this is such an edgy situation and everything. And plus, this could create a situation between her and Anton, and they pretty close, at least in collaboration and doing good content with each other. So I don't know. Maybe Anton knows how to, he understands the game, and he understands that he probably, presented her as eye candy and a side bitch a little bit too much. And maybe he needs to kind of give her some kind of valuation or give her some value besides people perceiving her as his side bitch, because she ain't nobody's side bitch.
Because everybody else was talking. So I wanted you guys to hear it from me. So that was my experience. That's all that really happened because it was a small time frame. So any other narrative is not what it was.
Hmm.
This is exactly what happened. And so that's all I really have to say about it. Because that's all that happened.
Well, Mika, I hope that people don't clip this up as much as they're clipping up that episode that Corey, Holcomb, and Anton had, because you will become popular. You will get a lot of exposure, so you need to make sure that you set up your episodes to talk about Minnesota and all the other stuff that's going on, the politics, Venezuela, Greenland, Donald Trump, all kind of different crazy stuff, politics, the Constitution, all that great stuff. Been a lawyer. Title 8, Title 42. In addition to, I forgot the case, the statute number, but the one that actually allows law enforcement and the FBI to walk up to you and ask you questions, and if you lie to them, you go to jail for 5 years. Talk about stuff like that. Get ready and just go, because people are gonna turn to your channel. And you need to make sure that there's appealing, very appealing. And I think it is. I love the colors. I love the color scheme. It's cool shit. It looks great. You look great. You know, a little airbrushing going on there, but it's not necessary. But at the same time, it's a good platform you got here. So hopefully you're ready for the clicks, because they're coming.
So you guys are going to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about that. But that's my thoughts and feelings on that moment in time, that situation, that incident. So there you go. Now,
Are we done?
can we get on with the show? Thank you to everybody that pulled up in the chat. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank you so much. I am refreshed and I feel great. So thank you to everybody that pulled up. Thank you to everybody that supports. I see you guys and I appreciate that you guys showed up today.
Okay, I'll let her go with her show. Maybe we'll do it. I was looking at some of the comments or something. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, look, I was going to go to another show that Anton he came in on. But I think if I do that, it's going to be be hours. I'll be doing this. So I'll see you guys on the next episode. Look, my name is Daris D. McKinney. This is Individual Perspective Podcast. Individual Perspective Podcast. My name is Daris D. McKinney. Please, please, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Go to my email in the description area, Individual Perspective Podcast at gmail.com. Individual Perspective Podcast at gmail.com. I want to build a panel. I get the context, I get the topics and everything, and we just go at it. And I want to do it a lot. You don't have to do it every day with me, but just let's get you do one day, one show with me, okay? Hit that email, give me your email, and I can send a link to you and all that good stuff, or correspondence to see when you're available, and we'll get it started. And Mika, she's awesome, but this is kind of crazy stuff, dealing with the, you got to be careful how you present yourself out there, especially as a woman. Okay. Check you guys out. See you on the next episode. My name is Daris D. McKinney, Individual Perspective Podcast. Check you out.